This is an iTalk 1067 Sports exclusive. Local sports are on iTalk 1067 and online at iTalk1067.com. Local sports is presented by Sholo Ford.
The 40, the 30, the 20, 10, touchdown Cougars. Kicks it out for Reisdorf. Reisdorf got the three.
Fastball grounded to third. Backhanded fair ball thrown home.
It's a fair ball. No one covering third and scooting over. Oh, that's Casey Kelly blocked by Greatness.
Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Black Diamond Auto Glass, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, and Octopus Car Wash. And now, local sports on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Presented by Sholo Ford. This is an iTalk 1067.
Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball. We'll be with you momentarily as we finish up our national anthem here. Join us as we're in progress.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, Rose Mofford Field here. You're watching and listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. As we are watching right now, if you're watching online at iTalk1067.com, you'll see the Sholo Cougars taking the field before we kick off the first inning of play here, as they take on the Sahuarita Mustangs. Coming up to bat here shortly, and as we kick things off today for this game, this is our doubleheader out here. Sholo Ford's presentation of our doubleheader. We've got a Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report with an advanced diagnostics department and outstanding orthopedic and physical therapy teams. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. And so for our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report, Ron, do you remember hearing anything about it?
Yeah, I did talk to the coaches. Right now we're looking at healthy teams. And, again, they have a ton of time to research here in between these games. They just really fly through them. And as quick as the other one ended, we're getting things started here in the second game.
We're going to bring up to the plate Haley Tannery for the Mustangs as we start off this game. Lauren Clark's on the mound, delivers pitch number one for strike one. Called strike as Haley watches that pitch come in.
Lauren Clark, a pitcher that'll bring a lot of diversity in her pitches, and certainly has one of the best changeups that we've seen all season.
And there it is, speaking of, but that one lands just high for ball one. 1-1 on the count to Haley. And the 1-1 pitch from Clark is going to hit the outside corner as Haley watches that for strike two. Again, already, Ron, we're seeing that repertoire from Clark come in on her pitches. Not only speed changes, but placement. And the 1-1 pitch is high for ball two.
Cougars, coached by Carl Nix on the season 9-7, come into this tournament ranked on a number 3 seed. Facing a really tough Sahuarita team.
2-2 pitch is actually going to hit Haley.
You know, if you're going to take a pitch in the arm, that's the one you want to take.
Yeah, you want to take that change up for sure. So that'll put Haley on first base and bring up Jessica Lasagna to the plate.
Tenora, I mean, best get her on base because she's a 657 hitter. She's dangerous.
May not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
First pitch is in and watched for strike one.
The Mustangs, coached by Chris Fanning, are 22-10 on the season. I want to welcome in all of our listeners up in the White Mountains and around the world tuning in.
Next pitch is outside for ball one. As we start off this inning, we want to remind you Northland Pioneer College, when it comes time to start off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona, and that's Northland Pioneer College. And she'll drill one up to the shortstop, who makes the play and tags it over to second base. You're doing the fielder's choice. And Haley Tenori will be forced out at second, putting Jessica on first base. So one out. And first pitch in to Navarro. Like that was going to be a ball.
Found another umbrella, Blake. Get us out of the sun. I want to thank the fan from the Sahuarita team who loaned us their umbrella. Again, we just because we didn't want to obstruct some views, didn't put up our tent because they get such a sweet spot here behind the backstop. But melting in the sun here are electronics and things, and so a little inside look at the broadcast. Runner on first.
So the pitch is going to be 3-1 right now. Pitch count. And it's popped up to left field, and Paige Kerr will make the catch.
Looked like Paige almost got lost in the wind a little bit, but she gathers up underneath it and is able to bring it in.
And the runner will be held up at first base. Putting 2 outs on the board. Bringing up Brianna Honstein, number 6 for the Mustangs. First pitch is in the dirt, and that's going to advance Jessica Lasagna to second base.
It was in the dirt, but it almost looked like she was stealing anyhow. Let's see what the Sholo catcher here can do. Tia Clark behind the plate.
Next pitch is in on side for ball 2.
Clark to Clark.
Assuming these girls are sisters, you got to wonder if they practice this scenario at home.
I'm sure they've probably been doing this for a lot of years.
Pitch in, watch by Holstein is a strike. 2-1 on the count. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Runner on second base. And here the pitch from Clark is chopped up the middle over Clark's head. It's going to go in the outfield, and that'll bring around a runner to score. That's Holstein. That's Lasagna to score at the plate.
Mackenzie Isaacs in the outfield, you know, it's one of those things where you have to know what you're going to do with the ball if it comes your way. And she didn't even hit a cutoff, let alone try to get it to home plate. So something to think about for Mackenzie, for the coaching staff as they coach him up here. It's going to give us a 1-0 early lead here for the Sahuarita Mustangs.
First pitch in to Yeseli Mariscal is a called strike as she watches that across the plate. And again, Lauren Clark can throw the heat when she wants to.
Yes, she can.
Next pitch is in outside for ball 1. Runner on first base, score of 1-0 as the Mustangs get an early lead here in the top of the first inning. 1-1 on the count, 2 outs, and the pitch from Clark. Changeup drops in, but it doesn't quite hang on enough to be a strike, so that'll be ball 2. 2-1 is on the count. And the delivery from Clark is popped up, blooper in the infield, and that'll be fielded by third baseman Megan Reedhead for out number 3. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball. iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. We'll be back shortly.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. It's easy.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball, iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com as we are kicking this game off between the Sholo Cougars and the Sahuarita Mustangs. And they get an early lead out here, Ron, putting one up on the board.
Yeah, you know, that's what you want to do. You want to get out and early. And, you know, we'll see if they can, if the Cougars can answer the early strike there by the Sahuarita team.
Which brings us to our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. Next time you're locked out of your car or you just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware, your helpful place with 3 locations, Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. And so, Ron, what do you see the keys to the game this afternoon between these two teams?
Well, again, do what you've always done all season long. And for the Cougars, it's going to be come out here and not let what happened to Winslow happen to you, and that is don't let errors run the game. And so if they can come out here and play a clean game, it's cliche, you know, to say, but this is tournament. Everybody's amped up. Emotions are high, and I heard a player over there say how nervous she was for the Cougars. Come out here and take a deep breath and have a little fun. Keys to the games, just limit your errors and play a clean game.
First pitch in, ball 1 to Mackenzie Isaacs at the plate for the Cougars. And pitch in again, ball 2-0 on the count.
On the mound for Sahuarita this afternoon, going to check that, is number 10, Gracie Mejia.
Pitch in, a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Isaacs, and last time Ron, at least got to witness Isaacs play, she had quite the hot bat. And she does hit one chopper to shortstop,
nice
but
wow.
Haley Tenori will make the play over to Elise Rodriguez for out number 1.
And catch up with our pregame here. Again, this game getting started right after our other one, bringing to you a doubleheader here from the 3A Girls Softball AIA State Championship, round number 1, Sweet 16. Earlier we saw Winslow bowing out to Empire Ravens, and right here we're catching up. Mejia, the pitcher for the Sahuarita team, Mustangs, is a 2.39 ERA on the season with 6 wins.
First pitch to Paige Kerr is a ball. And she drills one into the outfield. Wow. Will be fielded right away by the center fielder, Peyton Arrington. Makes a great play on that, but that'll be a base hit for Paige Kerr.
Peyton almost caught up to that there in the outfield. Almost caught it on a short hop. Another step, and she would have stole that one from her.
Peyton playing in on Paige. Works out to their advantage. Brings up Reedhead to the plate. First pitch in is a high for called ball 1. Paige Kerr on first base. We've got a 1 runner on for the Cougars. 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Megan Reedhead up to the plate. Watches ball 2 come by on the outside. Two balls, no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch is fouled off onto the third base side towards the dugout for strike number 1. comes the 2-1 pitch. It's high for ball number 3. Bottom of the first inning, 1 out, 3-1 is the count. 1 runner on first. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's high outside. That'll put Reedhead on first base as a walk.
Let me add walks to, pre-game, the Ace Hardware keys of the game. You don't want to put people on base for free unless you're dealing with a batter that, is like so dangerous that you'd rather have them on first than anything. There we were looking at Megan Reedhead there, our batter, but she is batting .667 on the season. So
brings Tia Clark up to the plate. She'll foul off pitch number 1 into the backstop for strike 1. And yeah, Ron, we saw walks just in the last game. Of course, you said we're covering a doubleheader today, but we saw walks in the last game play a factor. In fact, walking some runners in.
Mm-hmm.
So no balls, 1 strikes on Clark. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it'll be a strike outside corner called as she watches that. Runners on first and second for the Cougars, 1 out.
Number 3 seeded Sholo Cougars taking on the number 14 seeded Sahuarita Mustangs. Sahuarita probably used to playing in some weather like this. Sholo, on the other hand, is coming out of, the teens when we broadcast their games. Beautiful day here, though, 75 degrees.
1-2 pitch is swung on and missed by Clark, and that will retire her as she swings and strikes out. So that'll put 2 outs on the board for the Cougars at bat. 2 runners on base, first and second, brings up Kaylee Hall to the plate. Kaylee Hall's had some impressive bats in the past games that we've covered recently, Ron, up in the mountain, but we'll see what she can do today against this Mustang pitcher. She watches strike 1 come in, hits the outside corner for 0-1 count.
Yeah, again, even though it's playoff base or softball and nerves are on, you just got to do what you've done all season at this point.
0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. She finds herself in an early hole in the count. No balls, 2 strikes for Kaylee Hall. Scores 1-0 if you're just tuning in. The visiting Mustangs from Sahuarita put 1 up in the top of the first inning already. Swung on and missed, and that'll be a strikeout. Down swinging, that'll retire the side. We'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. We'll be back shortly.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. You're watching Sholo Ford and listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com as we watch the Sahuarita Mustangs take on the Sholo Cougars.
Just got a note back from the White Mountains. It's snowing again.
So. Is it really?
Yes.
Golly, it's seriously about 80 degrees here, Ron.
You couldn't keep an ice cube from melting right now where we're at.
First pitch is in, fouled off by Elise Rodriguez for strike 1. And the Mustangs with an early lead here in the top of the first inning, go up 1-0 against the Sholo Cougars. No balls, 1 strike to Rodriguez. Here comes the pitch, and it is a changeup. Ron, this the speed change on that unbelievable by Lauren Clark. Great delivery right over the plate as Rodriguez is completely taken off guard and watches that for strike 2.
Yeah, again, we've watched it happen all season long. She does a great job with that one.
Pitch high for ball 1. 1-2 on the count. And the pitch is in. It's hit blooper in the infield, but it is going to land just foul of the third base line, keeping the count at 1-2. All the speed changes, tough for Rodriguez to keep in mind what's going to come next, and got a little behind that fastball. Ended up as a foul ball opposite field as she's a lefty. She'll foul this one off, get a little ahead of it, opposite again. The speed changes from Clark.
Nice shot there of Clark from our White Mountain Youth Production crew. Doing a great job today. We'll give a shout out to them in just a little bit. Thanks for joining in our broadcast, bringing you the sights and sounds from state championship tournament here in the 3A AIA.
And she'll put it in play, a dribbler to third base as Megan Reedhead will make the throw over in time to put the out at first base for Rodriguez, putting one out on the board here in the top of the second inning.
It's important for the Cougars here to have a great defensive stand after giving up one run here in the first inning.
This brings up Aviana Alvarez to the plate, one out. Top of the second inning. As we start this second inning off, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes to start off your college education, you choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. 1-1 on the count to Alvarez. Again, the score here 1-0. Mustangs on top. No runners on. And she'll foul one off towards the third base side, over almost into the dugout for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. No runners on base. The 1-2 pitch is a changeup, but it's high outside for ball 2. The 2-2 pitch is fouled up off out of play on the first base side over the dugout of the Mustangs. And the pitch is, again, that changeup is fouled up back into the backstop, but she barely got a piece of that. That was almost strike 3 for Alvarez, but she hangs on.
In the batter's mind, all you can picture is her saying is wait on it, and then finally swinging and still barely having the patience to wait on that changeup. It's just crazy.
Oh, the pitch again, a fastball. You see that a lot. She'll throw a changeup, and then just to try to clock that change in speed right there is almost impossible against Clark. So Alvarez will foul tip that one again, hanging on to a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Clark, and it's inside as Alvarez steps back at avoiding a shot to the knee there. That'll be ball 3. Putting a full count up. Alvarez doing a good job battling in this at-bat.
Yeah, she's a 3.33 batter on the season.
And she does hit a chopper past third base. It'll put her as a single up on first.
Nice shot on the left-hand side of the field there by Alvarez to add to her season average of 3.33.
Did a good job of battling in that at-bat, fouling off pitches that were maybe not the best to hit, dealing with the speed changes that Clark is throwing in, and looks like we might have a change in roster here. Let's see what's going on as the Mustangs coach comes out to talk to the ump.
It's not going to be the batter.
We're bringing in a courtesy runner, it looks like.
Yeah, number 25 there. That's Garcia, 25.
Leah Garcia.
Number 25, Leah Garcia.
So Leah Garcia will take courtesy runner position at first base. One out here in the top of the second inning. Mustangs up to bat with one runner on. Bringing Cheyenne Fox to the plate. She's a lefty against Lauren Clark on the mound for the Cougars.
Cheyenne Fox batting .304 on the season, as reported to us in the preseason stats.
First pitch in high for ball one. And she drills one out to deep center field.
Wow.
It's back, one hopper, two hopper. Now that's going to be a ground roll double. It does one hop over the fence. It's hard to tell with that fence setup, but nice shot by Fox.
It's hard to tell, but you know, just Mackenzie Isaacs there out there in center field for the Cougars needs to know that she look at that. One of our White Mountain Youth Production crews got quite an arm out there in center field, throwing that ball back in.
You should sign up.
So anyhow, one thing she didn't do, she needs to know to do is, man, as soon as you see that ball going over that fence, you got to put both hands up in there and call for the ground rule double, because it has a lot to do with where they're going to allow that runner that now is on third base to go. So we got runners on second and third.
Pitch in to Arrington is a called strike. And the catcher, Tia Clark, will check Leah Garcia, runner, courtesy runner over at third base. But she makes it safely back to the bag. So Mustangs looking to put some more runs on the board here with two runners in scoring position. The 0-1 pitch is hit, blooper up in the infield, caught by second baseman Kaylee Hall for out number 2.
That's what you need to do if you're Clark to get out of a pinch there. Again, with the runners threatening, scratch that. Mustangs threatening here a little bit to break this lead open up past 1. Cougars really need to get out of this inning down 1-0.
Here's Haley Tenori back up to the plate. Walked in the first inning. Pitch in for ball number 1.
Want to thank all of you guys for tuning in, listening on the radio and on the web at italk1067.com. And we encourage you, if you're on our YouTube page, to go ahead and chat it up. Tell us what you're thinking, what you think Sholo needs to do to win this game, or what you think the Mustangs need to do to win this game. People viewing from all over the place.
2 balls, no strikes to Tenori. I said she walked earlier. She actually got hit by a pitch. She swings on and hits a blooper right to second baseman Kaylee Hall. Kaylee Hall with a great catch, running in to grab that up out of the air. That'll retire the side, and we'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
And welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Rose Mofford Field out here, Rose Mofford Park, and interesting history behind this park. Ron was able to catch up earlier. I don't know if you caught the first game broadcast, but
yeah,
just a couple of quick facts.
From Bisbee, she first governor of Arizona and a professional softball player. Sounds like a really awesome lady. Talking to the groundskeeper here, who actually has worked here for 25 plus years and was able to meet her when they inaugurated these fields. Said she's a real sweet lady and was super honored to have this, what was Cave Creek Fields, named after her. And so pretty neat little deal.
Brings up Shy Wheeler to the plate for the Sholo Cougars as she watches ball 1 come in. Cougars doing a great job at the top of the second inning, getting out of a bit of a pickle that the Mustangs put them in, but still keeps the score to 1-0. And Wheeler will swing on and miss for strike number 1, 1-1 on the count.
Again, we want to thank the Sahuarita Mustangs fan for allowing us to use their umbrella. And if there's any Sholo fans here tuning in, or maybe want to text some people, we'll switch colors. You know, we're not like rooting for anybody. So if you don't like this
And Wheeler hits a dribbler that's going to get past a diving third baseman and second shortstop for the Mustangs with a base hit. Just hit it exactly in the gap.
So before we catch any heat for carrying the colors of the Mustangs, just want to give that disclaimer. This shade feels great, though. It's a warm one out here today.
Bringing up Lauren Clark to the plate, the pitcher for the Cougars. Will take ball 1 outside. So we've got a runner on first base, Shy Wheeler for the Cougars, as they pull in the bottom of the second inning. No outs as they trail to the Mustangs by 1. Lauren Clark will hit a dribbler up to the pitcher, and fielder's choice will throw it over to second for the force out and grab Wheeler at second.
Almost turned 2 on that one, but the throw not quite strong enough over to first base. But getting the lead runner, that's the important one for the Mustangs to protect here, protect that 1-run lead. So we have number 3. Haley Housley stepping up to the plate. Haley is batting .500 on the season.
So foul off, pitch number 1, and we've got a courtesy runner.
You know
over
what?
for Lauren Clark on first base.
I'm going to take that back. I don't know what any of the players are batting on the season for the Sholo Cougars because there's only 1 game reported. So we're going to scratch that. Don't know what we have, but no doubt she's been an instrumental player. We've seen her several other games.
And Housley will hit another dribbler back up to the pitcher, and we've got the same scenario for out number 2 as the pitcher, Meha, will make the play, force out at second base, putting retiring Sydney Davis, the courtesy runner, and putting Housley on first.
Coach Nix coaching up number 13, Brooke Gaylord, as she comes up to the plate. Coach Nix, 2 outs here. They really need this run if they can score it.
First pitch is in and watched by Gaylord for strike 1. We've got Haley Housley on first base with 2 outs, no balls, 1 strike to Brooke up at the plate. The 0-1 pitch is looked on again and called strike for strike number 2. So very quickly, Brooke goes down in the count 0-2 with a runner on first.
You know, none of these players saw the first game, but they need to take lessons from the Empire Ravens first game to be tenacious there in the batter's box.
And she'll swing and miss for strike number 3, retiring the side. And we'll take a quick break here. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball, iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be back shortly.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to high school softball presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7 KNKI Pine Top, Sholo, and on 102.5 Pine Top, Kopaniki Communication Station. We're here at Rose Mofford Field, Rose Mofford Park, watching the Sholo Cougars, our hometown team, take on the Sahuarita Mustangs as they trail top of the 3rd inning, 1-0. Mustangs with a quick lead in the 1st inning.
Did want to mention that we do have the Snowflake Lobos playing on a field behind us. We'll be checking in on a score for you guys to fill you in on that also.
First pitch in the dirt outside to Lasagna for ball number 1.
Lasagna batting .434 on the season.
And she'll hit a dribbler chopper over to shortstop. And
nice play.
Housley will make the play over to first. Autumn Cody for out number 1.
Beautiful, the scoop there by
Housley.
Housley throwing it to first base, just routine.
Great job of running up on that as Lasagna had a quick start off to first. Would have been a close call. Brings up Navarro to the plate, and she'll hit a high pop fly out to center field. Is missed by Isaacs. Sun looks like it possibly could have been a factor, and Navarro will make it all the way around to third base.
Wow. Again, those are the mistakes that you hate to see as a coach here in state playoff competition. And so, you know, really, it's all about not the mistakes that you make, but how you bounce back from that in high school athletics. And so, you know, hopefully we'll see Mackenzie Isaacs there bounce back from that one, and hopefully it won't hurt the Cougars.
That'll bring up number 6, Brianna Owenstein, to the plate, and she'll watch ball 1 come in the dirt. But Tia Clark will check the runner, Navarro, over at third, and she slides in head first to third base and makes it back safely. 1-0 on the count to Hohenstein. So we got a runner on third base for the Mustangs, 1 out. Pitch in outside high, and ball number 2.
You can hear the coach over there with our effects mic talking to his bench. You know what this sign means or that sign means. You know, and lots of strategy goes into these playoff games.
2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch in out low and outside for ball 3.
Just want to mention, you know, this softball's been a lot of fun for us, Blake, to cover. It happens so fast. I mean, these games are just lightning fast, and speed, because the field's so much smaller, it happens at. It's a lot of fun to watch.
And pitch is high for ball number 4. That'll put Owenstein on first base. So we have a runner on first and third for the Mustangs.
1 out.
And our fearless leader just shot us a picture of the snow back in our hometown. Pitch in for Mariscal is called strike as Owenstein takes second base on a steal.
You know you got good friends, Blake, when they send you down to the 75-degree weather, and they're up on top of a mountain with a four-wheeler suffering through the snow. So Camden, you know, thanks for being such a great friend to send us down here and suffer through this.
Yeah.
You know, you're up there playing in the snow and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
that's too bad. So 1-1 on the count to Mariscal, and she will hit one up, high pop fly just past the infield, but the right fielder will come in and make the catch. Number 1, Shy Wheeler out in right field for the Cougars will make the great catch on Mariscal's hit to make out number 2. And just like that, we're going to retire the side here as Elise Rodriguez hits another pop out just past the infield for out number 3. We'll take a quick break. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
In today's challenging economy,
npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports. You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse.
Snowflake's playing Chin Lee next to us. Maybe we can get a lower third, just like a
And welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Rose Mofford Field as we're watching AAA conference playoffs. Mackenzie Isaacs for the Cougars steps up to the plate, and she'll put the first pitch into play, dribble her over to third base, and she will outrun the throw as Lasagna doesn't even attempt to throw it over. She'd already made it to first base, so no error. That'll actually be a base hit, almost about the distance of a bunt. Putting Isaacs on first base right away. Brings up Sydney Davis to the plate. I apologize, we have a different batter. That's number 5, Paige Kerr. And she lays down a bunt to advance the runner, and she does, but she will be out at first base. Bringing up number 2 for the Cougars, Megan Reedhead. First pitch is in for a strike. Runner on second base, Mackenzie Isaacs, as Reedhead is up at the plate. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out so far here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And second pitch in hits the inside corner for strike number 2. Oh, pitch is drilled back up to the pitcher.
Double play.
Oh, they're calling her safe for the tag out at second.
And number 2, Megan Reedhead, drills a shot back to the pitcher, and we're going to get a timeout called by the Mustangs coach, looking for some verification on that. But boy, she did look out from here, from our vantage point. But Paul Hancock's on the call out there, as the Cougars player on second is looking to see what the ruling will be. I don't see him reversing that since Paul was right there.
And they're going to hold the call. So that brings number 9 to the plate, Tia Clark for the Cougars. With 2 outs on the board, runner Mackenzie Isaacs is still safe on second base.
Mackenzie, she's been the center of a lot of action this game.
And the pitch to Clark is swung on and foul tipped back into the backstop for strike 1.
Right now in the first inning of play, we've got Chin Lee Wildcats 0, Snowflake Lobos 0 right behind us here, as reported to us by White Mountain Youth Production crew member. We'll keep you guys updated throughout this game on how the Lobos are doing behind us as we check in with the Cougars.
Next pitch in low, ball 1 to Clark.
That pitch just outside. We got a count of 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here. The 3rd inning.
And the pitch hits the inside corner for strike number 2.
Last time up, she did strike out swinging.
2-2 on the count, 2 outs here with a runner on second. All 2s around. And the 2-2 pitch is outside. That'll fill the count up. So Tia Clark up at the plate with a full count.
Mackenzie Isaacs at second base, taking huge leads.
The 3-2 pitch is looked at and struck out again.
Wow, that was a little high, if you ask me.
That'll retire the side, and we'll take a quick break here. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Shola Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
So Sahuarita re-entered number one.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, as we cover AAA conference playoffs here. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball, iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. And as we start off the fourth inning here, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes time to start your college education, you choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. And we'll bring up to the plate again Aviana Alvarez. She's 1 for 1 on the afternoon with a single in the first. And here comes the pitch outside for ball 1.
At the top of the fourth inning here.
Scores 1-0. Mustangs up on top from Sahuarita as the Cougars trail. And that score was done in the very beginning of the game, top of the first inning. So next pitch is outside for ball 2. 2-0 on the count to Alvarez. And next pitch is inside from Clark for ball 3. So 3 pitches in, and Alvarez goes up in the count, 3-0.
Alvarez is a smart hitter. She's a .333 hitter. Takes ball 4.
So that'll put Alvarez on first base. Bringing up Cheyenne Fox. To the plate.
That's what you want from your leadoff batter, is to get on base.
First pitch in, looked at by Fox for strike 1. So 1 runner on for the Mustangs. No outs here at the top of the fourth inning. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and there's a blooper hit into the infield. Third baseman Reedhead will make the force out at second.
It's a nice play by Reedhead. A changeup thrown in there and not hit very hard. Straight over to third base for a routine out. Got a man on first. Top of the fourth right here.
Bringing up number 27, Arrington.
That's a base hit. Right over the third baseman's head and blooped in there. A nice little hit there by Arrington. It's going to take Arrington to first. And our other runner, second, Cheyenne.
Haley Tenori up to the plate
Fox.
now. Runners on first and second for the Mustangs, and the pitch is in. Almost squared around to bunt from Tenori, or was that a slap attempt, and pulled back in time, though, for ball 1.
Again, 1 out here. Sahuarita threatening again, put up to add to their one-run lead here. Top of the fourth.
And she does get a bunt laid down, but that will stay foul back at the plate. And before the ump could even call foul, Tenori's over at first base. I mean, she's a quick runner.
She's fast. She's batting left-handed, and so she's coming out of the box that side quickly. But that is dang near close to a perfect bunt as you can get, but it just dribbles foul.
1-1 the count. Next pitch is just off the outside corner from Clark for ball 2, but that was a very close pitch.
Very close. I almost think that if the plate was swept off, he might have called a strike.
2-1 on the count, and here's the pitch. She squares around and does lay down a perfect bunt, and she will beat out the throw and advance runners to second and third. The throw is overthrown. There's a play at the plate, but she is safe. That's Fox coming in to score for the Mustangs to put another one on the board.
Wow. That's an error on the first baseman there for dropping that throw down to first. It was routine, and really just because she drops the toss down to first base means that third baseman, or the third base runner, excuse me, heads up, able to come on in and score to bring our score to 2-0 now. The Sahuarita Mustangs over the Sholo Cougars.
So runners on first and third now, bringing up Lasagna to the plate again.
Runners on the corner.
Ground out earlier in the fielder's choice. First pitch in for called strike, and the runner on first, Tenori, is going to take off running. The throw is made, but is cut off early.
Yeah, that's a design play there by the Cougars to make it look like they're going to throw it to second, but doesn't trick our third base runner, Peyton Arrington. She stays right in there, well disciplined.
Strike 2 on Lasagna. Oh, and 2 on the count, 1 out, runners on second and third, and the pitch in, but in the dirt for ball 1.
One ball, 2 strikes.
1 and 2 on the count. And she'll make good contact, but it's going to be fouled off out of play on the first base side, kind of just past the dugout. Still 1-2 on the count, runners on second and third. And the pitch is high for ball 2, and Clark's going to throw down and check the runner at third, Arrington, but she slides in safely. So 2 and 2 on the count. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's high, but it is swung out and fouled up off out of play. Good contact made there.
It's an important series of plays here for Sholo to keep these runs.
Oh, and a great changeup by Clark comes in. Is swung on and missed by Lasagna for strike 3, and just an incredible pitch, a change of pace from Clark as that changeup comes in about half speed.
It's going to be interesting to see how Sahuarita battles that changeup. I don't think these teams have seen each other yet this year, and so see how they match up.
Oh, wow. Navarro steps up to the plate and hammers one. She's a left batter, but pulls it just foul on the first base side. Ends up being a long strike. But,
yeah,
man, great contact made by Navarro.
Yes, it was. She's just ahead of that one, and if she can be a little more patient and not get caught off guard by a changeup, she's got a shot to get a hit here.
Next pitch is low in the dirt, and Clark again is going to check Arrington over at third base. And she'll dive in head first, back safely to the bag. 1-1 on the count to Navarro. Here's the 1-1 pitch,
Nice
and a
pitch.
great changeup.
A little curveball coming in there, just painting the outside of that plate. Nice spin on the ball.
1-2 on the count to Navarro, and the pitch in. Another curveball, but she does make contact, pulls it just past the first baseman. That's fair ball, and that's going to bring around 2 runners to score for the Mustangs.
Well, that's going to go in the books as candidate for our Breeler Orthodontics Live to Smile, Love Your Smile straight line drive of the game there. You know, close count, and she sticks in there and delivers a hit, scored 2 more runs.
Brianna Hohenstein back up to the plate, runner on first base. First pitch in is a strike, and runner's gonna take off running to second, but she will make it safely on a bad throw and then makes it all the way over to third base.
Salomar Navarro doing some great base running after that hit.
Hey, no stride and drive right here. Dixon, no stride and drive. Here, go.
Which is in strike.
Hey, 2 outs.
So runner on third base for the Mustangs, 2 outs. And Hohenstein rips one to deep left field, but it will go foul just before hitting the fence in the air. Looked like from our vantage point anyhow. That'll be a foul ball for strike number 2. Ball outside. And Clark will again check the runner at third base. One ball, 2 strikes. And Hohenstein puts the ball in play, a dribbler to second base, but Kaylee Hall will make the routine out and retire the side. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com. We'll be back in a few.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
When you think glass.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Rose Mofford Park here, Rose Mofford Field, as we watch the Show Low Cougars face off against the Sahuarita Mustangs. You're listening to high school softball presented by Show Low Ford on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, Show Low, and on 102.5 Pine Top at Kopaniki Communication Station.
Number 6 up to bat for the Cougars.
Kaylee Hall. Kaylee's 0 for 1 with a strikeout earlier. And the pitch, called strike as she watches that come by.
Yeah, the Cougars are really going to have to get their bats going here at the bottom of the 4th. Just a couple more innings to go here. Down 4-0, see what they can do.
And pitch number 2 is a curveball. It goes into the dirt, but Hall swings on it and misses for strike number 2. Oh, 0-2 the count to Hall. And the 0-2 pitch. She swings on, makes contact, a soft ground ball to shortstop, and she'll beat out the throw to first.
Nice.
For a base hit.
That's huge.
No
nice,
errors.
Huge leadoff hit there.
So that's, Ryan, you mentioned it earlier, that's exactly what you want to see from your leadoff batter.
Yeah, just want to get on. Let other people do the hit, and if you can just get on, lead off batters.
Shiley Wheeler up to the plate now. Watch a strike one come by. We've got Kaylee Hall on first base. A score of 4-0 with the visiting team Mustangs from Sahuarita up on top as the Cougars trail by 4. And the pitch in, swung on and hit, but just foul ball. It'll go off the third base line, and it is recovered by third baseman Jessica Lasagna for the Mustangs. No balls, 2 strikes on Wheeler. She's 1 for 1, had a single earlier. And the pitch in, but that's going to be a call to ball. So
ball called. It was close, but it's going to take our count to 1 and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is swung on, hit, blooper pop up in the infield, foul territory, but it is caught by Jessica Lasagna for out number 1.
Not exactly what you're looking for if you got a man on first. If you're the Cougars.
Brings up Lauren Clark, I believe. Can't see the number here. 15, yep. She'll watch ball number 1 come by. Kaylee Hall still held up at first base. 1 out for the Cougars in the bottom of the 4th. It hits the inside corner for strike 1 as Clark watches that one come by. The 1-1 pitch is fouled up. Back into the backstop. Strike 2. 1-2 on the count. Cougars have a runner on first base, Kaylee Hall, as Lauren Clark, pitcher for the Cougars, is up to the plate, watches ball 2.
A little high and outside.
So 2-2 on the count. And the pitch is hammered into outfield. It's going to split the difference between left fielder and center fielder. And left fielder comes over to grab it, but just slightly misses it. But no harm done from that play. And that'll advance Hall to second base.
We're going to have a substitute runner for Cougars. Checking into the game to pinch run is Sydney Davis, number 7.
Bringing up number 3 to the plate for the Cougars, Haley Housley. First pitch in for a strike. So runners on first and second for the Cougars as they're trying to get something started here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and they trail by 4. Pitch in is hit, grounder to third base, and she will make the force out tag her bag as Kaylee Hall comes around and is forced out at third. So that'll be out number 2.
Brings up to bat number 13, Britt Gaylord for the Cougars. 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs. Cougars with 2 men on.
She'll hit it up, back up to the pitcher, and it's a routine out over at first base to retire the side. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll be back here shortly.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Rose Mofford Field here, Rose Mofford Park, and we're watching the Sahuarita Mustangs take on the Sholo Cougars.
Benson leading it off here in the top of the 5th inning for the Sahuarita Mustangs.
Yeah, we're the 2017 AAA Softball 3A State Championship right here, and we're in the middle of the number 3 seeded Sholo Cougars taking on the number 14 seeded Sahuarita Mustangs. On the field behind us, I'll report to you in the 2nd inning. Snowflake Lobos are all tied up with the Chinle Wildcats. So
first pitch in the dirt for Mariscal as the ball 1. As we start off the top of the 5th inning, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes time to start your college education, if you choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona, that's Northland Pioneer College.
Yeah, pitch a little bit high for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes on the board. That's a strike called right there, 3-1's a count. Tell you, Selly Mariscal.
And she hammers one, drives it up the middle.
What a catch.
But caught by Kaylee Hall. An incredible catch. Probably going to go in the runnings here for the Deemer's Glass Smoothest Glass play of the game. Just a solid line drive. Bringing up Rodriguez to the plate for the Mustangs. She's 0 for 2 at a ground out and a fly out so far this game. So 1 ball, no strikes to Rodriguez, 1 out here. And an inside pitch, she turns and just misses her. For ball number 2. The 2-0 pitch is a strike. Nice curveball by Clark hitting the outside corner as Rodriguez watches strike 1 come by. So 4-0 still the score here in the top of the 5th inning with the Mustangs on top, the Cougars. And ball in is going to hit Rodriguez, and we almost saw that happen just a couple pitches earlier. This one actually does get her.
We made mention that if those are the pitches you want to take in the back.
Yeah,
the
really
changeup.
That's the second one that Clark's hit with that exact same pitch when you have a lefty up to the plate.
Yeah, and you got to imagine maybe that ball's a little harder to control coming out of your hand. Changeup.
Brings up Alvarez for the Mustangs, and she's going to hit a dribbler to the shortstop. But shortstop Housley's going to bobble it a little bit, and so both runners will be safe.
Boy, that doesn't help the cause when you're trailing 4-0 to have those kind of errors, and that could have been a double play and got him out of the inning.
So runners on first and second will bring up Cheyenne Fox to the plate, and another inside pitch as she brushes that one off, barely missing.
Fox pretends like she's going to square around and possibly bunt. She's batting .304 on the season. Last time up to bat, she had a fielder's choice.
Going to have a quick meeting on the mound between the 2 sisters, 2 Clarks here, pitcher and catcher, and they're going to just reconvene. You know, Tia may be telling Lauren a couple of things about Fox last time at bat. We don't know for sure, but giving some insight on some of the batters and the running situations that we got here. So here comes the 1-0 pitch, and it's hit up in play. A high fly ball to center field will be fielded correctly by Mackenzie Isaacs. She makes the play, throws it in, and runners remain put.
Nice. In case there's any doubt in the runner's mind, she knows she must have made a good choice there from second base, because the throw in from the outfield was perfect spot to third base.
And that's going to be a Black Diamond Auto Glass fly ball. They remind you to use 2 hands, just like Mackenzie Isaacs did, and just like Black Diamond Auto Glass does every time they do installs. They use 2 installers for every job. That's Black Diamond Auto Glass. Pitch into Arrington's a strike. No balls, 1 strike on the count, 2 outs. And we've got runners on first and second. Pitch in is slapped in a slap play. Caught by third baseman, or grounder fielded by third baseman Reedhead, but unfortunately not able to go over and tag the bag in time for the first out at third, so there will be no outs made on that play, and all runners advance.
You know, she really had no choice on that play, because if she would have let it go, it could have potentially stayed fair and then dribbled all the way out to the outfield. So she did what she could. That's really a base hit.
Yeah. So that'll load the bases up for the Mustangs. First pitch in to Tenori is going to be a ball in the dirt offside. Clark will throw down to third to Reedhead to check the runner Rodriguez for the Mustangs, but she makes it back to the bag safely. So bases loaded here. 2 outs and the pitch outside. Clark thrown 97 pitches thus far.
Wow, that's a lot for here just to be top of the 5th inning.
Pitch in, inside is hit. Almost looks like obstruction by the runner. Gets by. That's going to bring a run around to score. And a bad throw. Here comes another runner. Alvarez to score for the Mustangs. And there is chaos on the field.
Well, they're going to talk about this one because of the interference potential. And I don't think it was interference. I mean, you know, did she obstruct the view a little bit? Well, that's what's smart base running. So, oh no, we're going to see the coach upset. This is great. If you're watching this on the camera, you're seeing a great old-fashioned fight between the coach and the ump.
And they are going to call her out for interference. Ump's going to warn the coaches to get back to the dugout.
Paul won't take it. He's upset. Oh, this is great. Well, there you go. I don't know if I agree with it, but I'll tell you what, Paul, it won't be long, and Paul will ask him to leave if he's not careful. So they're going to try to figure out who scored, who didn't score. We're going to have to see how this plays out and know what the score even is.
Well, I think that's going to... I should keep the score at 4.
We're going to get what's going on here in a second. So there we go. Get the call from the umpire is going to be that 1 run scores on that, not 2. So we got a score of 5-0 here. So we get all that sorted out. Wow, that's some old-fashioned, like, you know, drama there, Blake. Thought for a minute we're gonna go old school Tommy Lasorda, where, you know, you're kicking the dirt into the humps, you know, shoes and so on and so forth.
So they will allow one of those runs to count as we come up to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bring it up for the Cougars to bat, number 4.
That was so much excitement, we skipped right through break.
I tell you what.
Doesn't happen very often. Man, I just want to, again, thank the Sahuarita mom gave us this umbrella. It's cooking out here. It's warm out here in the valley.
We're getting snow at our house, and it's probably close to 80 degrees here. It's just ridiculous.
The sun is intense.
Mackenzie Isaacs up to the plate for the Cougars. First pitch in is grounded towards second base. Going to be fielded nicely by Yaseli Mariscal and thrown over to Lisa Rodriguez for the out.
Nice composure there shown by Sahuarita. The Mustangs, you know, coming out of that potentially could have been a really upsetting thing. Oh, we're going to backtrack a little bit here. We actually got 4-0. We're going to have to correct our scorebook, Blake, somehow. Take a point, another point off, another run off the board. So right now we got number 5 for the Cougars up to Paige Kerr. Nice
We'll
pitch.
watch strike one come in.
Nice pitch there. Mejia.
And the pitch outside.
Sholo with one out here really needs that. We still have no runs on the board here this afternoon. Bottom of the fifth.
And the pitch high.
Up next on deck is number
Three.
two.
3 balls and 1 strike here.
Megan Reedhead.
And the pitch is grounded over to second base, takes a nice hop. She feels it nicely, throws it, but the first baseman makes an error. The ball kind of pops right out of her glove.
It was going to be a close play regardless because of the speed of the runner down to first base. Next up to bat, Megan Reedhead for the Cougars.
Reedhead 0 for 1. So far, she'll watch ball 1 come in. She had a walk and a fly out earlier. This is her third at bat. 1 ball, no strikes. Still 1 out on the board with Paige Kerr, runner for the Cougars on first base. 4-0 is our score here as Reedhead pops one up in the infield, and the second baseman's going to make the catch for out number 2.
This game a lot different than the first game that we saw Winslow Bulldogs against the Empire Ravens. It seemed like batters were getting the bat on the ball and batting it all over the place, specifically the Empire Ravens. And this game, we've just not seen a lot of hard hit balls.
Bringing up Tia Clark to the plate, 0 for 2, had a couple of strikeouts earlier, and she'll watch strike 1 come in. Paige Kerr still on first base, 2 outs now, and the bottom of the 5th inning. 0-1's our count.
4-0 is the score.
Pitch in high outside for ball number 1.
We apologize to our streaming audience watching it online, having some problems, technical difficulties with our graphics. Get them up as soon as we can for you.
1-1 pitch is hit line drive, but it lands straight into the glove of Elise Rodriguez, who makes the catch for out number 3. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk 106.7.com. As we start off the 6th inning, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes time to start your college education, you choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. And Ron, with all the excitement, we forgot to mention our 5th inning stretch, which is Sunrise Park Resort. And of course, Sunrise is closed for the winter, although maybe they'll reopen this weekend. We've got all the snow up here happening while we're sitting in 80-degree weather. But anyhow, they will be reopening Memorial Day weekend with tons of fun, including the longest zip line in Arizona, the Sunrise Park Resort. As Jessica Lasagna gets things started off right away with a hit to shortstop. However, Housley will field it
nice play by
nicely and make the out at first.
That ball took a kind of a crazy bounce on Housley, but she sticks with it and gathers it and makes Nice throw to first base for the out.
Over to Autumn Cody at first. Navarro is up to the plate now. So watch ball one come in. She's 1 for 3 on the afternoon, a fly out. There was an error on the field which got her on base, and then she had a single. And the pitch is hit. Pop up into the outfield, decent contact, but it's off foul on the third base line. Lauren Clark with over 100 pitches. 1-1 on the count. And the 1-1 pitch from Clark, changeup, but won't drop into the strike zone in time for ball 2.
Not a strike and not enough to entice the batter. Take a shot at it.
2-1 high. That'll put 3 on the board. 3 balls, 1 strike to Navarro. And a swing and a miss from Navarro for strike 2. That's going to bring the count to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 4-0 our score here in the top of the 6th. And Navarro's going to pop one up in the infield. High fly ball, but will be fielded nicely by Autumn Cody over at first base for out number 2.
Well, it's important for the Cougars at this point to get out of this inning with no more damage. They're down 4-0, and they're going to have one more at bat, try to make something happen.
Hohenstein up to the plate now. Brianna Hohenstein for the Mustangs. She's 1 for 2 this afternoon. And a pitch, she drills one. Looks like a base hit, line drive out in between center field and right field. That'll roll all the way to the fence, and she's going to end up with a double, standing double on that hit. Again, these guys are just aggressive at the plate, not waiting, but taking pitch 1. Many times we've seen, Ron, this afternoon already, they will nail pitch number 1.
Yeah, that's a 2-out double there. Certainly in the running for our Wheeler Orthodontic straight line drive of the game.
Bringing up Marisco to the plate. So Hohenstein on second base, 2 outs. A chopper over to Reedhead at third. She'll grab it barely and make the out at first and retire the side. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com. We will be back shortly.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Shola Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholaFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, Rose Mofford Field here. You're listening to High School Softball presented by Shola Ford on iTalk 106.7 KNKI, Pine Top Sholo, and on 102.5 Pine Top, a Kopanicki communication station.
This game has been flying by. Here we are in our game number 2 of the doubleheader from the AIA 2017 3A Girls Softball State Championship bracket. Seeing the field of 16 play today here and advancing on to the Elite 8.
Bringing up Kaylee Hall to the plate for the Cougars. She's 1 for 2 on the afternoon, a strikeout and a single. And these guys have got to get something going on here pretty soon, Ron. She'll swing and miss for strike 1.
Well, you're not going to get something going with a bad attempt like that. It was just like she knew it was going to be a strike, so she stuck something out. It is probably one you want to let go. She needs to take a good cut at a pitch here.
And that would have been the one to do it. Comes in fastball, and she watches for strike 2.
Tell you what, this the pitcher, Gracie Mejia, is just playing a quiet but great game here. And, so far pitching a shutout.
Hall will foul one off. out of play. Still 0-2 on the count. Yeah, Meha pitching 67 total pitches compared to 108 from the Cougars pitcher. Both starter pitchers are still in. Here's the 0-2 to Hall. It's going to be low for ball one. One and two on the count. Swung on and missed, and that'll retire Hall with a strikeout.
Cougars down to 2 outs. 2 opportunities here. Brings up to bat number one, Shy Wheeler. It's the bottom of the 6th.
Shy Wheeler 1 for 2 in the afternoon. And the pitch in the dirt for ball one. Nobody on the bag for the Cougars as they trailed the Mustangs by 4. Pitch is swung on and hit. Dribbler to shortstop. Shortstop's going to field it, make the throw over to first, and make the out just in time for out number 2.
That was close.
Bringing up again Lauren Clark to the plate, pitcher for the Cougars this afternoon. Lauren Clark 1 for 2, had a single earlier, and a fielder's choice. And the pitch looked at for strike 1. That's probably, again, the lack of aggressiveness, Ron, we see for the Cougars all afternoon, not just with Clark, but with other players too, as they watch some of these first pitches, the best ones that they might get. She fouls off the second for strike 2.
Clark, one of the power hitters for the Cougars. Not been able to lay into one yet here this afternoon. So she did have a single. Fielder got to base twice on a fielder's choice and a single.
And pitch low outside for ball 1. 1 and 2 on the count. Yeah, we've seen Clark before just drill it out to the fence.
Yeah. She can get a hold of one. You really need one here.
And a little late on that swing, but fouls it off into the backstop.
Yeah, that was one of those swings where she was just protecting herself, protecting the plate with a 2-strike count. Foul one off, stay in the battle.
1 and 2. One-two pitches in, and she does hit one over to the shortstop, who again will make the play at first. And that'll do it for the side. We'll be back in a few. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios.
Welcome back, Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7, KNKI, Pine Top, Sholo, and on 102.5 Pine Top, Kopaniki Communication Station. Ron, we got a great crew here from the White Mountain Youth Production.
Yeah, for those of you who are tuning in to this broadcast, a live stream, all these sights and sounds, we want to thank our great crew, White Mountain Youth Productions, is in our second game. The producer is Stephanie Fregosa, and our camera crew this afternoon is Jace Nicholas, Zoe Paxson, Leanza Jeffries, Kyler Hill, Alicia Joyner, Jimmy Maxwell, and Jacob Shriver doing a great job to bring you all the sights right here from the 2017 3A State Softball Championship.
First pitch in to Elise Rodriguez is hit for a base hit. Right over, just straight up the middle. Soft line drive will make it out into the outfield.
Wow, that was nice there to wait on that changeup and time it up perfectly. Hit it right up over second base.
Aviana Alvarez up, 1 for 2 on the afternoon. So we've got a runner on first base for the Mustangs, Elise Rodriguez. No outs, and she's going to square around to bunt, but pulls back, takes off stealing, but the tag is going to be made as Tia Clark throws out Elise Rodriguez.
Might go in for play of the game there. We'll jot it down. That's certainly a candidate. The Cougars. That could be a catalyst for change here for the Cougars.
So 1 out now. Pitch to Alvarez is chopped over to shortstop, and Housley will make the out for out number 2. Bringing up Cheyenne Fox to the plate, 1 for 3. Pitch in, looked at for strike 1. And she's going to foul one up into the backstop for strike number 2. Mustangs on top here, 4-0 against the Show Low Cougars. As we are in the top of the 7th inning, as we start off 7th inning, and now we're almost ending it. Ron, Northland Pioneer College wants to remind you that when it comes time to start your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition rate in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. And that pitch is outside for ball 1. 1 and 2 on the count, 2 outs.
We also want to thank Sunrise Ski, the Park Resort. Sunrise closed for the winter, but reopening Memorial Day weekend with tons of fun and summer activities, including the longest zip line. State of Arizona. You guys should go check that out. If you want more information, go to sunriseskipark.com for details. That's sunriseskipark.com.
2 balls, 2 strikes on the count, 2 outs, and here's the pitch. Nice changeup, slow pace, but she hammers it in the gap, and it's going to get in the gap over into right field. That'll be a base hit.
You know, we talked about this. We talked about this in the first game, or not earlier in this game actually. How long would it take them to catch up to that changeup? You know,
right.
and measure it up. And now we've seen 2 hits this inning, the last at bats, that have where they've timed them up perfectly.
Well, they're definitely taking, you know, they're taking note, and they're watching things, and they're making notes and making changes where they count. So this is going to bring up number 27, Peyton Arrington, to the plate for Sahuarita. The pitch is fouled up just right into Ron's face right there.
Yeah. Boom.
Into the backstop.
That'll wake you up.
Ron's getting so hot here, my iPad decided to
we're overheating.
turn itself off. The pitch in the dirt is going to send the runner from Sahuarita over to second, stealing, and she slides in as is safe. So Fox is on second.
Four to nothing here at top of the 7th inning. 2 outs, 2 balls, 1 strike.
That'll be a foul ball. Arrington fouls it off the third base side for strike number 2. And the pitch in the dirt for ball 3.
2 outs. Sholo needs to get out of this one.
Full count, 3-2 for Peyton. Top of the 7th inning. She's going to put it at ball in play. High fly ball just past the infield, but is caught by number 6 on the Cougars. which is
Williams.
Kaylee Hall
number
for the
6,
Cougars, and that's going to retire the side, and we'll be back shortly. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball, iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back. You're listening to Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. And this is it, Ron. To the 7th, the Cougars have trailed all game long. They're still behind 4-0 against the Mustangs from Sahuarita. We're going to bring up Haley Housley to the plate. For the Cougars, she watches strike one hit the inside corner. She's 0 for so far. Got on base a couple times with a couple of fielder's choice, forcing some outs.
Yeah, now we're down to the last 3 outs of the game, and Cougars really need to get their bats going if they hope to have any hope.
Swung
here.
on and missed from Housley for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs, and the pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Here comes the 1-2 delivery. Outside for ball 2. And you can hear the Sahuarita fans getting anxious, hoping for that one to be a strike.
That was close. Nice shot there by our White Mountain Youth Production team. See a potential candidate for a player of the game there. Gracie
Pitch
Mejia.
inside. Bring us to a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes on Housley. Up at the plate, trying to get something started here for the Shola Cougars. In the bottom of the 7th, she taps one foul off the third baseline.
Hohenstein's done a great job behind the plate here for Mejia.
Ron, it's hard to believe that we're getting snow back at our house and we're sitting here sweating.
I know.
And getting sunburns. And she puts a high pop fly up into the infield, just the back of the infield, and second baseman number 8, Yeseli Marisco, will make the catch for out number 1. Bringing up number 13 for the Cougars, Brooke Gaylord. She'll watch strike 1 come in.
Gaylord 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
Ball in the dirt. 1-1 on the count, 1 out, and the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Is hit. Grounder to the third base as Gaylord makes a run for first, but not in time.
Throw.
They will throw it. Jessica Lasagna will make the out at first for out number 2.
Lasagna with a heck of an arm. She's fading off to her right towards the third base line. Nabs that ball. Makes a strong throw over to first base to all but extinguish Sholo's hopes of getting back in this game here with 1 out left in this game, 4-0.
Bringing up number 4, Mackenzie Isaacs, to the plate for the Cougars. And it's go big or go home right here, Ron.
Yeah, she needs a actually, she just needs to get on base.
Yeah.
Her hitting a home run or anything like that does not matter. She needs to get on base. Need a base runner. Sholo down 4. 2 outs.
1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, she pops it up deep infield or shallow outfield, and it will drop for a base hit, but unfortunately she decides to go 2. And I don't know if the center fielder wasn't paying attention or just in disbelief.
Yeah, you said unfortunately because the assumption was she'd be out by a long shot.
Right.
Because that was not a double worthy ball. So aggressive running, probably ill-advised, I would think, being down 4. But, you know,
with the game on the line.
Kudos to her. She gave it all she had. So just need more base runners if you're Cougars. Brings up to bat. Check it here, number 5.
She'll watch strike 1 come in. Paige Kerr up at the plate. So runner on second base, Mackenzie Isaacs for the Cougars. And Kerr will foul it. The next pitch up into her own shoulder for strike number 2.
2 strikes, 2 outs, down. 4-0 with a runner on second.
Man, I guess maybe Mackenzie Isaacs heard me say go big or go home when she decided to.
Did.
But I guess it paid off for her. And the 0-2 pitch is high for ball 1. One and 2 on the count, and here's the pitch. It's outside, low. Isaac's getting an incredible lead off the base once the pitch is delivered.
She's been doing that all game when she's been down there at second. And
Brianna Hohenstein stands up to check her, but almost realizes it's not even worth it.
Yeah,
at this
not
point.
really.
And the 2-2 delivery, high inside, and that'll fill the count up, 3-2. Kerr's done a good job of getting on base this game, although 1 for 3. She's had a single, a bunt, and an error. And the full count pitch is fouled.
Oh, wow.
Barely foul tipped, and it kind of goes directly into the catcher, Brianna Hohenstein's knee pad there.
If she catches that, that's game. Goes to a full count, 3-2. 2 outs. Runner is going to be running as soon as that ball releases.
Paige Kerr batting left-handed. Pitch in low in the dirt, and that'll put Kerr on to first base. And so, interestingly enough, although down by 4, the Cougars getting some momentum in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs, bringing up Megan Reedhead to the plate.
Yeah, we'll see. Now we're getting closer. I mean, she hits a walk-off. That takes our score to 3-4, but we're getting closer to where we
And
need to be.
Reedhead does drill one up the middle, past shortstop. That's going to bring around Isaacs to score, and it's going to bring around Paige Kerr to score. And Reedhead stands up with a double.
There you go. That a girl. Nice stroke. She hits it all the way out to the net, to the fence, and that's going to bring out the coach, and that is going to bring up the tying run to the plate now. Tia Clark. That's huge. That's a huge hit right there. We're going to certainly be penciling that one in as a candidate for our straight line drive of the game.
So, Ron, what do you do here? Tia Clark is 0 for 3 on the afternoon. If you're the coach, you're letting her bat it. But it would be interesting to see.
We don't know what's on the bench, and we don't know what her history of batting is. And so it's one of those things where you got to see the coach will make the right decision.
So still 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, but that'll bring the score closer here, 4-2, as the Cougars finally get up on the board. Tia Clark up to the plate. She's 0 for 3. We got Megan Reedhead on second base, and Clark puts it in play. Ground ball to short. Play's going to be made at first, and that will do it for the game here, with the Sahuarita Mustangs on top. Final score 4-2 against the Show Low Cougars. You're listening to Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7, worldwide iTalk1067.com. We'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back here shortly.
In today's challenging economy, having a college education is a must. Northland Pioneer College is here to help you prepare for your future. NPC is committed to providing you with the highest quality education with the lowest tuition cost in the state. We offer a variety of advanced learning classes to prepare you for a transfer or associate's degree, personal interest education, or earning your GED.
Contact an academic advisor for more information. Go online at npc.edu. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
It's easy to see why the Ford F-150 is the #1 selling truck in America. For more than 40 years, no other truck has even come close. And Sholo Ford is hands down the best place to buy your next vehicle. Just take a look at Guy Hatch's promise. He won't be beat on any deal on any new Ford in the state of Arizona. And on top of that, you'll get a lifetime engine warranty. Go to SholoFord.com or visit them on the east end of the Deuce. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Welcome back to the game against Show Low Cougars and the Sahuarita Mustangs here in Phoenix, Arizona. We're at Rose Moffitt Field here, and man, Ron, what a game here this afternoon.
We've had a couple good ones, and unfortunately both of our White Mountain teams didn't come out on the top end of things. We'll have a score for you here from the Snowflake game in just a minute as we get one reported to us. But yeah, great afternoon, beautiful day, beautiful staff and facilities, and we've been able to just have a nice time down here. A great job by our White Mountain Youth Productions team, and we need to get on to some awards here.
That's right. So up first, we've got Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile, straight line drive of the game. And so, Ron, who did you have pegged for that one?
Well, we had a couple candidates that we've jotted down here. And we'll start with a drive of the game by Megan Reedhead that we just saw there in the bottom of the 7th. Her double actually scored 2 when it really mattered and gave Sholo a quick glimpse of a fighting chance. With 2 outs, Megan rips a double that scores 2 in the bottom of the 7th. But But our drive of the game is going to actually go to, in the top of the fourth, Salomar Navarro of the Sahuarita team. Sahuarita, sorry. The Sahuarita team with 2 outs and a 2-0 lead. Down in the count, she rips a double to score 2 runs in a game where not a lot of runs were scored. And so we want to give congratulations to Salomar Navarro for that double. She's our Beeler Orthodontics Live to Smile, Love Your Smile, straight line drive of the game.
Well, there you go. That brings us right over to our Deemer's Glass, smooth as glass play of the game. Of course, Deemer's Glass, need glass for your home or business. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASSMAN. And so as far as our Deemer's Glass, smooth as glass play of the game, Ron, who do you have pegged for that?
Well, we had a couple players that had candidates that were candidates for that. One of them was Tia Clark. She threw out a runner at second to keep no runners in the top of the 7th, and they were down 4. It didn't turn out to be that significant of a play. Then we had Megan Reedhead. She saved a run in the top of the 6th to keep a 4-0 score also. But our play of the game, our smooth as glass play of the game, is actually going to go to Kaylee Hall. We had her down for 2. There at second base. Early on in the top of the 2nd with runners threatening, she caught 2 bloopers. You remember that? She caught 2 bloopers to leave 2 left on base when they had
She had to run in real quick for those.
They had 2 on base with 1 out, and she made 2 incredible defensive plays there with 2 bloopers, and also top of the 5th to keep the score at 4-0. She caught a line drive. So congratulations to Kaylee Hall. She's our Deemer's Glass, smooth as glass play of the game, a couple of them there. So
there you go. So need glass for your home or business. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASSMAN. And that will bring us to our last post-game announcement, and that is the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game. And that's brought to you by the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store. For the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, camping gear on the mountain, go to the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store south of Pine Top on Highway 260. So, Ron, this is a no-brainer for us.
Yeah, it's pretty clear, and it was a quiet game, though. But our player of the game, our Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store player of the game, goes to Gracie Mejia, the pitcher for Sahuarita. She pitched an amazing game, and it was quiet. And, you know, she pitched a shutout up until there was only 1 out left to go in the whole game when Megan Reed had ripped a double to score 2. So Gracie Mejia pitched just dang near -1 out, a complete game. Almost a shutout there, but congratulations to Gracie Mejia.
And that'll do it for us, for Ron Everingham and Stephanie Fregosa, our producer. This is Blake Murchison for iTalk 106.7. This has been a presentation of Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide iTalk1067.com.
And our hope for you is to stay warm as we've stayed warm this afternoon.
Absolutely.
Up in the White Mountains.
Absolutely.
So
Take care,
see
everybody.
You in a little while.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of local sports on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, and iTalk1067.com. Local sports are also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Black Diamond Auto Glass, Sunrise Park Resort, Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, and Octopus Car Wash. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopeniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.